Our story started in a beautiful empty penthouse, two hot under one roof, a million miles apart. Jungkook think this marriage is just a business contract. Taehyung, well, let's see. The penthouse was silent. It was always silent. Jungkook liked it that way. Order, control, quiet. Tonight the silence felt like a little heavier. He came home late, as usual. He lost his tie, expected nothing. And he got nothing. No warm lights, no smell of foods, no one waiting. Just a note on the kitchen, writing in an elegant handwriting. Had dinner, left some for you in the fridge. Please eat it for 2 minutes. Jungkook crumbled the note. He didn't need reminders for him. For Kim Taehyung, the man his family had arranged for him to marry. Not a marriage. Taehyung's family had an old. His family had money and power. A perfect couple. Gold deal. Taehyung had moved in 3 months ago, and for 3 months, Jungkook had done his best to pretend he didn't exist. He spoke only when necessary. He gave him a credit card. He told him not to bother him. And Taehyung, he listened. He never bothered him. He was a guest in his own house. Jungkook walked to the master bedroom, his room. He paused outside the door next to it. The guest room, the door was closed. It was behind it, already asleep. A strange sharp feeling pinched Jungkook's chest. Annoyance. Yet, it was annoyance. Why did they have to be so obedient? He never fought. He never even tried to talk to him. He just expected that coolness and gave it back. Jungkook paused his own bedroom door. The bed was huge, cold, and empty. He hated that thought, even entered his mind. He shouldn't care. Where'd they sleep? The next morning, Jungkook left early in the kitchen. Taehyung was by the window, sipping tea. He was wearing a soft, big sweater. The morning sun made his skin glow. You're up? Good morning. His voice was deep, calm, no smile, no anger, just nothing. Jungkook sighed, pouring coffee. He watched it from the corner of their eyes. Jungkook stared at the city, his expression peaceful, far away. His look beautiful, Jungkook, and shook his head. No, don't get there. I have a charity tonight. You need to come. Be ready by 7. Jungkook left. The pains in his chest turned into a teal edge. The gala was full of important people. Jungkook moved through the crowd like a king. He smiled his business smile. He shook hands, but his eyes kept finding they looked stunning. He wore a simple black suit that fit him perfectly. He wasn't clinging to Jungkook's arm. He was a few steps away, talking to an art collector. He was smiling, a real bright smile. Jungkook froze. He'd never see that smile, not directed at him. A wave of heat rushed through him. It was jealousy, sharp and sudden. Jimin appeared on Taehyung's side, linking arms in. They laughed together, a beautiful ringing sound. Jungkook fit tightly around the gas. Yoongi came up next to him. Voice were low. Your husband has talked to the party. Everyone loves him. He's charming. Shut up, Yoongi. I'm just saying. Yoongi didn't answer. He watched as young, handsome hire from another company approached Taehyung, touched him, his arm lightly. He was polite. Stepping back slightly, something inside Jungkook snapped. He walked over. His steps were firm. He reached them and without thinking, placing his hand on the small of Taehyung's back, they stared under the touch. His smile faded. I hope you are not boring my husband. Oh, Jungkook. Not at all. We were just discussed. Good. I need to borrow him. He guided Taehyung away. His hand was still on his back. He could feel the warmth through the fabric. You can let me go now. You made your point. What's point? That I'm your property. Don't worry, I won't embarrass your name. They tried to move away, but Jungkook's hand were tightened. He was smiling at him. Am I not allowed to smile? You never smile at me, he said. They finally looked at him. His big eyes were filled with a surprise and something. Pain. You never gave me a reason to. Now, if you'll excuse, I need some air. He pulled away. Jungkook bird firmly walked toward the balcony, leaving Jungkook standing alone, feeling more emptier than ever. A week after the gala, the cold silence swept back. Jungkook buried himself in work, but he couldn't stop thinking about Taehyung. Pained eyes. On the balcony, he came hot late again. The house was dark, but not the usual. It felt sick. He saw a light under the guest room. He almost walked past, but he stopped. He had a weak cough. His heart beat faster without knowing. He slowly pushed the door open. They was curled up in a bed, shivering under a thin blanket. His face was flushed, his hair stuck with a sweaty forehead. He was asleep, but he looked miserable. Jungkook stood in the balcony, frozen. This was his husband, second-in-law. A memory flashed. His mother took care of him when he was a child. A cold hand on his forehead. He moved on. He went to the bathroom with a clean clothed with the cool water. He returned and sat on the edge of the bed. Gently he brushed Taehyung's hair and placed the cloth on the forehead. His eyes were open. They was glassy with fever. Jungkook, you have a fever day. His voice was rough, but his hand was soft. He pulled the blanket up properly. He went to the kitchen, rumming for medicine, and poured a glass of water. Sit up. Take this. I don't want it. They please. The please hang in the air. It was the first time he had said it to him. They slowly sat up. His body was shaky. Jungkook held him, and arms behind his back. He gave the pill. After them lay down, Jungkook didn't leave. He pulled a chair next to the bed and sat. He changed the clothes on the forehead every few minutes. Hours passed. In the quiet dark room, Jungkook just watched him. He saw the long eyelashes that curled to his lips. The way his finger clenched the blanket, he looked so young, so weak. He mumbled in his sleep. Cold. Without thinking, Jungkook stood up. He didn't go to another blanket. He slowly, carefully lay down. The bed next to him. Top of the cover. He wrapped his arms around Taehyung's shivering body. Pull him closer to his chest. Warm. They whispered, struggling closer. Jungkook breathed for effect. He felt Taehyung's body slowly relax against him. His own heart was pounding on the last. He held him until the sun began to rise. He held him, and for the first time in his life, Jungkook felt like he was exactly what he's supposed to be. Jungkook woke up, the sunlight and warmth. The arm was numb. Taehyung was still in his arm, sleeping peacefully. His fever was broken. His breathing was even. Panic shot through Jungkook. What have he done? Slowly, carefully, his mind was racing. Jungkook had cuddled him, arranged husband all night. He made the tea and medicine. He said please. He felt exposed. He was in the kitchen, playing at the coffee machine. While they walked, he looked better, wearing some pajamas. His cheeks had healthy pink color. They stared at each other. The air was thick and unspoken words. Good morning. Are you feeling better? Yes. Thank you for the last night. Taehyung's voice was soft, and he wasn't meeting his eyes. He looked shy. It's nothing. You would have done the same. Would I? They looked at him, and his gaze directed and the sad look. The question hung between them. Would you have done the same for me? A week ago, Jungkook had no answer. The dramatic had shifted. Jungkook found himself coming home earlier. One evening, he saw Taehyung in the living room, sketching. He was curled on the sofa, tongue peeking out. He looked beautiful. What are you drawing? Nothing, just shapes. Can I see? They hesitated, then slowly showed him. It was a detailed, beautiful sketch of the city skyline with the balcony. This is amazing, Taehyung. You think so? Hearing Jungkook say his name so softly made Taehyung's eyes wanted. I know so. He sat down on the opposite end of the sofa. They didn't speak. They just sat there in a comfortable silence that wasn't cold enough. It was warm, late in the night. Jungkook was in the office at home. He couldn't focus. All he could think about Taehyung, smile. When he prized his drawing, Yoongi called. You leave him work on time. Who are you? And what have you done with Jungkook? Very funny. It's Taehyung, isn't it? You're falling for your husband. Don't be ridiculous. It's complicated. It's simple. You have an amazing man who shaped your home. You finally see him. Don't be an idiot and lose him. Jungkook hanged up. He wasn't falling. He was just being nicer. That's all. He walked out and saw the lights under the guest room door. His feet would carry him there. He raised his hand to knocking. He stopped. Fear clenched his stomach. What would he say? He heard the soft music from inside. They was probably listening to music, drawing in his own world, a world Jungkook wasn't part of. The ache in his chest returned, deeper than before. He wanted to be part of the world. He wanted to be let in. He turned and walked back to the big, cold, empty bedroom. For the first time, he had truly hated it. Jin, Jungkook's old brother, invited him for a family dinner. He was nervous. Jungkook saw him adjust his sweater in the mirror. He looked fine. Your family, they don't like me. They don't know you. At the dinner, Jin was kind, but their parents were still cold. Making shape, commented about modern arrangement. They just smiled politely, answered with grace. A cousin of Jungkook, a man known for being rude, had too much to drink. He leaned too closer to Tae. Such a pretty face, wasted on a business deal. If you get lonely, can find me, yeah? Before they could react, Jungkook was there. He stepped between them. His face was dark with anger. His voice was low and dangerous. Apologize to my husband. Now. Oh, come on, Jungkook. It was just... I said apologize. Or I will break every bone in your hand. He pointed at him. The room was silent. Jungkook's anger was physical force. The cousin stamped an apology and left. Jungkook turned to Taehyung. His eyes were wide and scared. Without a word, Jungkook took his hand. We were leaving. Didn't let go of their hand. All the way to the car. In the car, Tae was quiet. He didn't have to do that. He said it. He looked at Tae, his heart still pounding with the rage and something else. No one talked to you like that. No one. Why? Why do you care now, Jungkook? There were tears in Taehyung's eyes. No sad tear, but angry and frustrated one. For months, you were the one who hurt me the most. With your silence, with your indifference, you made me feel like invisible, unwanted. And now you act like a jealous husband. It's not fair. You don't get to do that. Jungkook was stunned. He had never seen Taehyung so emotional. He had broken his calm. Just take me home, please. The rest of the ride was silence. At home, Taehyung went straight to the guest room and locked the door. Jungkook stood in the hallway, shattered. They was right. He had cursed the deepest wound, and now he wanted to be protected. The pain was unbearable. He realized then, with total charity, he was in love with Kim Taehyung. He was deeply, desperately in love with his own husband, and he might be lost him before he ever had him. Jungkook didn't sleep. He blazed all night. He had to fix this. He had to tell Taehyung everything. In the morning, he didn't go to work. He waited. They came out. His eyes were red. He tried to pass, but Jungkook stood in the way. Stay please. 5 minutes. What's more is there to say? Everything. I've been a fool. The weakest fool in the world. He took a deep breath. His voice was trembling. You were right. I hurt you. I pushed you away. Because I was scared. I thought this marriage was a cage. I thought, if I didn't care, I wouldn't be trapped. But the real cage was my own heart. Jungkook, let me finish, please. When you sleep in the guest room, I told myself I won, but I lost my every night. The home was so cold. I was so cold and you were so warm and kind and beautiful, and I am too proud to see it. Taehyung was crying silently. Now, I care now, because I see you now. I see how strong you are, how talented, how you make this empty feel like a home, just being in it. I see you smile, and it's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. I wanted to be the reason for that smile. He stepped closer, his own eyes filling with the tears. I fell in love with you. I love you. Not because you're my husband, but because you're... I'm so sorry. It took me so long. Tim looked up at him, searching his face. He saw the honesty, the pain, the love. Do you mean it? With all my heart. I didn't expect you to forgive me. I just needed you to know. I love you. They didn't speak for a long moment. Then a small, real smile touched his lips. You are an idiot, Jungkook. I know. A huge idiot. I know. I sleep in the guest room because my heart couldn't bear to be close to someone who didn't want me. Jungkook breathed hard. He reached out slowly, cupping their face, wiped his tears with a thumb. Can I kiss you? Yes. It was a soft kiss, sweet, full of apology and hope, and one another, deeper full with the love that had been waiting for months. When they went away, foreheads rested with each other. The world felt new. Will you move into our bedroom? Our real bedroom. Only if you promise to keep it warm. I promise. I spent my whole life making sure you're warm and loved, so loved. The night for the first time, Taehyung were in the master bedroom. They lay in the bed, facing each other, fingers intertwined under the cover. I love you more, my love. The penthouse was no longer silent. It was filled with the whispered promises, soft laugh, and the warm sound of two heartbeats beating together at least.